Good evening, Honorable Board. I am here for a couple of things. I want to remind everybody about the Make a Senior Smile program that's being hosted by One Redford. If you guys haven't heard about it, this is what we do. We go out and we can rake leaves of senior citizens and people who are disabled within the township. It's free. It's something that we like to do to give back. It's a big community effort. And just as importantly, I need volunteers to come out and rake those said leaves. You can sign up for them. We have a flyer up on the township website. I've got a couple in the back. You can sign up as a volunteer, or you can nominate a house that needs to be raked. So let's get everybody together and make our township beautiful. Second, we have the Police Explorer Candy Scan. It's our annual Halloween event over at the police department. So bring all your kiddos, bring them in costume. They get their treat on Halloween, and then we also do a candy check just to make sure that the creepers aren't messing with our kiddos' candy. And, you know, if there's a parental candy tax, that's on young. But it might be a good time, I'm just saying. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Michael Van Tull.
Thank you, Honorable Pat McRae and Clerk Sanders, Treasurer Kavanaugh, and Board of Trustees. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Michael Van Tull, Chief of Staff for Wayne County Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick. The Commissioner left me with 3 notes to share with you today. Number 1, our annual Veterans Turkey Giveaway will be Monday, November 17th. We're going to be giving away turkeys in Rosedale Park at the GRDC Community Organization, and here in Redford at the Redford Community Center on Hemingway. Also, our annual District 6 year-end holiday celebration will be at Maddox Chevrolet, I-96 and Telegraph, Monday, December 15th at 5:30. Of course, food, music, fellowship, and we will be giving away our 2026 calendars, which will feature outstanding educators in the west side of Detroit and Redford Township. So you're going to see some familiar faces. And then finally, the commissioner is celebrating her birthday. Everybody's invited on November 7th, Friday, November 7th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at her district headquarters on James Cousins, 20169 James Cousins, right at Greenfield. And that's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good evening.
Next, we have a special presentation on a proclamation for the Family Court Awareness Month. Treasurer Kavanaugh is going to read and present.
Thank you, Supervisor McRae. This is happening every year because we all know that family court children are very important to us as to protecting them and, of course, to help the parents in any way. So the proclamation reads as follows. Proclamation of Family Court Awareness Month. Whereas the mission of the Family Court Awareness Month is to increase awareness of the importance of family court system that prioritizes child safety and acts in the best interest of children, and whereas the mission of FCAM is fueled by the desire to create awareness and change in the family court system for the children ordered into unsupervised contact with physically or sexually abusive parents each year, while honoring the hundreds of children who have been reported as murdered during visitation with a dangerous parent during divorce or custody disputes. And whereas the Family Court Awareness Month has a mission to raise awareness about the importance of education and training for professionals in the family court system. This training focuses on topics like domestic violence, child emotional and psychological abuse, childhood trauma, child sexual abuse, coercive control, post-separation abuse. The goal is to promote judicial education that helps professionals better handle family court cases by understanding these critical issues. And whereas the mission of the FCAM is to increase awareness of the importance of using scientifically valid, evidence-based treatment programs and services that are proven in terms of safety, effectiveness, and therapeutic value. And whereas Family Court Awareness Month aims to encourage collaboration among legislators, advocates, professionals, and the community to improve family court practices, ensuring they are guided by evidence-based research and prioritize the safety and best interest of children. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the members of the Charter Township of Redford Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim November 2025 to be Family Court Awareness Month. We encourage all residents to support their local community's efforts to prevent the harm of children in the hands of family members and to honor and value the lives of all children. Our representative is here. Oh, no problem. There's a couple of words you want to say.
First, thank you and good evening, everyone. My name is Margaret, and I am a member of the Protective Parents of Michigan. I would like to thank the Township of Redford for acknowledging that child's safety should be a priority in family court and custody decisions. 1 in 3 Michigan families are directly impacted by domestic violence, but abuse also affects each one of us and our communities. Without proper training for family courts and domestic violence, children continue to be exposed to abuse, and families need more social support, putting extra strain on local services, counseling, and child protective services. Post-separation abuse in family courts put the children in harm's way because abusive parents are more likely to seek sole custody and are successful 70% of the time. Tragically, abuse is not understood or believed by the courts, and many children are ordered into unsupervised contact with abusive parents. Currently, Laura, licensing for medical professionals, accountants, architects, doctors, do not extend to judges and lawyers. I'm not sure how they get out of not doing continuing education as required by the state when everybody else does. If someone could explain that to me, I would love it. I have my theory, but I probably shouldn't say very much about that. Currently, we are trying to establish Cadence law in Michigan to prevent future tragedies. Cadence law is focused on prioritizing children's protection over parents' rights. It's also requiring training for judges about all types of abuse, especially coercive abuse and covert aggressive behavior. This is when you don't get hit. Just because you don't have a bruise on you does not mean that you're not being abused. Just because you're not being yelled at does not mean you're not being abused. There could be a withholding of funds, trying to control your daily activities, belittling, putting down. Probably one of the best examples would be Gabby Patino. I strongly suggest you watch that video. It's gut-wrenching. And basically we're asking for the attorneys, the judges, and even the police, if they could please find some continuing education to further understand what abuse really is. And also to remind them that domestic violence in the state of Michigan does acknowledge these types of abuse that I have just discussed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have a departmental report, and we'll bring Interim Chief Chris Mays up to give that for the fire department.
Good evening, Honorable Board. Going to give some updates on the fire department. It's been a busy several months.
It takes a village.
That's right. That's all right.
Thank you, TRs. All right, as I said, it's been a busy several months here. I'm going to go through some updates with the fire department. Our mission for the fire department is to protect lives and property through exceptional customer service, dedicated emergency response, and increased community risk reduction efforts. Serve about 50,000 residents, which you guys know. 2 fire stations, 3 shifts, 24/7 care. We have several different divisions. We have operations. Those are the guys on the trucks themselves that go out, put out the fires, run on the medical calls. We have our fire prevention division, which at this time is Andrew Thomas as our fire marshal. We are adding 1 personnel to that division. Dave Monden, I believe, is here today. He's currently going through fire inspector training. So by the end of November, I think he will be certified. That'll take some of the load off Fire Marshal Thomas. We also have specialty teams, hazmat and urban search and rescue. Hazmat kind of speaks for itself. Any hazardous materials, they give consults to if we have spills within the township. We've had explosions with different labs that are in people's basements, some very challenging environments, and then we refer to them. Urban search and rescue, we have a couple of the gentlemen here as well. They're involved in confined space rescue, trench rescue, and high-angle rescue. For anybody that was out at our open house, we did a rescue from atop our Old North Station, and those guys were in charge of running that. It was a pretty neat demonstration. Total calls this year were about even as compared to last year, give or take a few percentages. EMS runs 76% of our calls. Fire rescue and other, that includes carbon monoxide calls, down power lines, things outside of the realm. Generally, when people don't know who to call, they call the fire department. And we do our best to handle that. Our response times, we average about 5 minutes. The average national response is about 7 minutes. The gold standard is 4 minutes for 90% of your calls. So we're always seeking to improve that. Different factors like time of day, many factors that go into making that. If a crews are out on another call and they're responding to the other end of the township, it's obviously going to take longer. That affects our response times. Excuse me. Just a picture here. This is utilizing our ladder truck, which we've been running frontline for some time now. This makes it way safer to do roof operations for ventilation. In this scenario, we could have 1 person extend that ladder up onto that roof, whereas we may need 2 to 3 individuals to put up a ladder, to climb up that ladder, and then begin operations. So just utilizing this fire apparatus like we should. Another of the dangerous conditions we have here, I'm just going to go through some pictures. This is a result of a down power line. You can see high intense heat, and there's only so much we can do before DTE shows up, cuts the line, so we can protect exposures, things of that nature. Sorry. Again, just utilizing our ladder to get on roofs. It's way more efficient, it's safer, great utilization of that piece of apparatus. This is a condition where no one can survive. We're probably called late in the game, and this is a defensive operation. The guys will do their best to protect the surrounding homes, but very dangerous situation. Another situation where we use some of our USAR guys, their skills, to stabilize a vehicle. Car fires, we're getting more and more car fires. We're seeing electric vehicles be a challenge. We have some training coming up on that. Another apartment fire, I believe no residents, no casualties. Great stop by the guys. There was some smoke damage throughout, smoke and fire damage. Fire prevention, previously we had gone out to our commercial occupancies with a pen and paper and performed our inspections. Fire technology is way behind the rest of the private world. Now we have tablets, we have phones on our trucks. We can pull up a bird's eye view of a building with warnings that say, hey, do not put water on this part of the building. We have hazardous chemicals or materials here. We also have gas shutoffs. You can see in the up top there, that triangle, that's our gas shutoff. So we know where our utilities are before we get to that building, so we can plan our attack. Even before we get there, that's something new. Before, we're flipping through papers. We're finally stepping up our game. As I mentioned, fire inspector training, we got one gentleman in that. We have 2 new members on our USAR team. We're gonna have a retirement in about 1.5 years, so we've got a member that's gonna be trained up in the next year to replace that other member, so we'll have the appropriate staff on part of that team. Lieutenant Paleka, which is here tonight, congratulations. He graduated from Eastern Michigan University's Staff and Command Management and Leadership Program. So congratulations to him. That will all those skills that he learned while he was there will only be an asset to the department. Some other pictures of training that our USAR individuals have gone through. This is one of our training props that the guys had built at the station for bailing out of windows. We get in an environment where it's a flashover condition. We got the train on it, how to get out of there quickly and safely. Some elevator training with Battalion Chief Lappin. Sorry, there's a lot of pictures, probably more than you wanted. Our hazmat truck at the open house. They have capabilities way beyond the detection and analysis of air quality. All kinds of cool stuff. I think they have a drone too, is that correct? So a bunch of resources that when we need them, we can call them. Apparatus maintenance, we have a new software program that we're putting in place to keep track of oil changes. When's the last time we did tire changes, alignments? It's a new program, and it should be more functional than our past programs. Again, that was pen and paper. We'll be updating to that shortly. Getting to our new Sutphin engine that we received about a month ago. Great looking engine, put a committee together to outfit this vehicle. Should be probably in service as engine 1 in the next 3 weeks, I would say. Beautiful looking vehicle. Those guys did a great job, and they're outfitting the whole truck as we speak. South Station, renovations. It's been a long time coming. This is a picture of our kitchen and day room area. This new flooring is in. It looks like a war zone there today. They're putting in windows, painting. They're taking down the old cabinetry. It's looking great. The guys are doing a great job. We expect that to be done, I would say, within 3 weeks. You can see some of the painting here. These are the guys that are happy with the renovations. So, yeah, all smiling faces there. We have some technology updates to systems. I won't bore you with all those details, but one of them surrounds the heart health of individuals. We used to wake up to a loud beeping sound or a telephone call and have to hop on the fire truck. Lieutenant Paleka has done a great job in instituting or installing our brick system, which gives us tones that start out really low and then build in volume. A great system that I believe takes away that all of a sudden 0 to 100 for your heart. So what else? Partnerships. Chief Mansfield and I have met. We've had some discussions about improving processes and communications. That'll continue. DPW, water department as well, building department, and kind of bridging those gaps as well as far as communication, sharing, and seeing if there's any, other things that we can share that, one person's working on something as far as hydrants, that other people, we can share that information a lot quicker than, perhaps a text if you're out on the scene. Challenges for the future, recruiting. That is one thing I have focused on, or we have focused on since taking the interim position is we're hiring people for a career, not just a job, right? We want them here 25 years. We want them to fit in to our culture. I think we have a great culture with all these guys. I've certainly enjoyed it, and it's fairly obvious when you find the right people. But we're trying to get through that process where we're just not taking anybody with qualifications. They have to fit. They have to fit our culture too. We're being a little more resilient on, reviewing backgrounds and things of that nature to ensure we get proper people here and that we don't spend our money, time, and effort training them to see them go to another department. We want to retain those employees. So that ties into retention too, right? Training demands always increasing with the state. Sorry, I'm getting long-winded here. Our aging fleet and equipment. I'm sure I'll have discussions with Director Bonarack and what our schedule is and how to go about, whether it's grants, funding, whatever the case may be, but planning that out into the future and what we'll need. Evolving hazards, emergency vehicles, energy storage, legacy versus modern furnishings. That just simply means things are burning faster and hotter than they ever were before. It means a less amount of time. That time that we respond is the critical aspect of having a successful fireground operation. The quicker we're there and the quicker we get to these materials, less injuries to our firefighters and our residents. EMS, we've seen more patients with less patients with adequate insurance. There are potential new revenue streams with Medicare collections that has passed through the legislature. And we continue to review our billing procedures to increase capture of potential funds. These gentlemen are out at Redford Union. We're talking about recruitment. We will look to get out to the high schools as well to give them a path and answer any questions we can about becoming a firefighter. Lieutenant Paleka's been great with that. Matt Sawicki's been great with our social media as well, keeping people informed. Open house, again, great success. Thank you, everybody who showed up. Smoke detector program, to date, we have installed over 800 smoke detectors over the last 9 months. Smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, save lives, period. And it's amazing when we go out to these houses, how many people either have outdated smoke detectors. Generally they last about 8 to 10 years. So the guys have done a great job getting out there. Fire Marshal Thomas and EMS Coordinator Frizzell getting out there. Event support, as Chief Mansfield said, we have Make a Senior Smile Day, which we will certainly participate in that. I know the Goodfellows every year has their, Shop with a Hero. We'll be participating in that. We have Trailer Treat coming up this Thursday at Claude Allison Park. So we'll have a tent set up there as well for the firefighters. Car seat installations inspections. We had done this in years past, and it kind of fall off the wayside. We have a couple of guys interested in getting certified again. They sought it out themselves. They have they're going to free training to be certified. So that's another thing we're going to start offering to the community as well. And they took that upon themselves, came to it, gave me dates and said it's free, and I said yes, right? Just some other pictures from our Fire Prevention Week, their survival flight at Claude Allison, very cool. Nick, that's one of our new guys, Redford residents, where are you, Nick? Shop with a Hero, that's Matt Sawicki. This is Trailer Treat. Again, looking ahead, we're going to expand community risk reduction efforts, various methods for that, strengthen our training and officer development. That's something that's been put by the wayside for several years that we're going to look to really concentrate on. And then obviously long-term capital planning. Thank you, Adam. Along with an ongoing commitment to prevention and public education. I know that was a lot. Thank you for your time.
Well, I just want to say that's, yeah. I am very impressed with yourself and the fire department. This is one of the most detailed and educational things that I've seen since I've ever been on the board. Usually get bits and pieces, and it didn't take 3 days to do it. Photographs are wonderful. You guys are all doing a great job, and I appreciate you. I'm sure the whole board appreciates you. So at this time, does the board have any questions or comments?
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson.
just to say thank you guys for your service. I think some of you have heard this before. My son is a police officer, but he told me his hero are the fire department. He said, you guys are his hero because you don't ask questions about who people are, where they come from. If somebody needs help, you guys just jump in and do it. So thank you for your service.
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
As Trustee Jackson said, I want to thank you guys. I am the recipient of the smoke detectors, and you guys came in, just went to business, got it done in a matter of, well, 5-10 minutes, okay. But they are so sensitive, I can't burn incense. What's that? What's that? Anyway, I do want to thank you for all that you do, and please be safe, especially during this time, so thank you.
To the chair. I actually do have a question. You guys are great too, but.
Yes, ma'am.
Staffing numbers and our reliability on mutual aid, where are we at with both of those?
This year, we have utilized mutual aid about 63 times. I ran a report today just to keep it up to date. In previous years, we were looking at over 100 runs
Wow.
for mutual aid, so that's been significantly reduced. A few years ago, we instituted a third squad. Doesn't run every day, it's based on staffing, if we can get the staffing. So I think we've seen a large reduction in our dependence on mutual aid, and I'm sure our mutual aid communities appreciate that. On the other side of it, we've also provided some mutual aid, not to the extent that we've received it.
Sure.
But we have great partners, and we've used those at times. It's challenging. Like you said, you can't predict when 5 emergencies in a row are going to happen, but these guys are so efficient in turning around at the hospital and getting back in service. Really, the credit goes to these guys on the street. They're amazing, and I'm lucky to lead them, so,
Thank you.
yeah.
Anything else from the board? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, board.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Next is the consent agenda. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Supervisor McCray. I move to approve the consent agenda items as follows. The minutes of the regular meeting held on October 14th of 2025. The warrant list of bills as of October 22nd of 2025 in the amount of $3,319,290.23. The resolution for the Planning Commission to review potential zoning ordinance amendment regarding marijuana facility setback to 5,000 feet.
Support.
Supported. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move to new business. Director Bonner, first up.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, Honorable Board. The first item before you is an MOU with Robert Persicone to be our MAC coordinator. As all of you know, the 17th District Court has an indigent defense program that's been in operation for many years. And over the last several years, we have used a regional office to handle all the scheduling and coordination. And the court staff came to the supervisor and I a few months ago and said that our contract with them was up and they really would like to take that in-house and hire our own person. And so that's really where this kind of came from. We interviewed several candidates who applied for the position to coordinate this program, and the recommendation was to go with Ms. Persicone. She, as you can see from my memo, has a lot of years of experience in this because she was working with the 35 District Court, which is over in Plymouth, running this type of a program prior to the state kind of really getting involved with this. So they modeled many of the standards that are used today off of what they were doing at the 35th District Court. So our recommendation is that we hire this one-year MOU with her for this purpose, with successor terms allowed within there. 75% of this program is covered by the state. We cover the other 25%. And there's no budget change because all we're doing is shifting from paying the regional office to paying her directly. I'm not sure if she was able to join us this evening. I didn't get a chance to see. She wasn't sure she was going to be able to make it, but that's the recommendation.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Director Bonner, do we get, I would say, more attentive service by having a person coordinate this versus having a district office?
Absolutely. And that was really one of the reasons why they wanted to take it in-house.
Any other questions?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
Adam, I'm just curious, is this Robin's office is handling this, or she specifically is the contractor?
She's the contractor.
Okay, so she'll be handling all of the coordination herself.
She is.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
I move approval of MOU with Robin Persicone as MAC coordinator.
Support.
Supported. So the motion on the floor is approval of the MOU for Robin Persicone as MAC coordinator. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director Mancini.
Good evening, Honorable Supervisor.
Well, we are. We'll take super board. We'll take that. I like it.
I think it's a new title. So I come before you tonight to get approval for sale of a vacant property to a neighboring household. We have a property at 19435 Wakenden. It's a 40-foot vacant lot. We have a neighbor to the south that would like to purchase that lot and include that into their yard, like fence it in for their family to use. There would be a deed restriction. They would not be able to build on it. That's not what they're looking for. They're just looking for a fenced yard, a little more space. The property owner is Larry Hurt. He has lived in the property since 2016, and the purchase price would be $3,000. He has left a $300 earnest money deposit. We would look to be closing this by, I think we actually have it for the end of this week if possible, or next week. And I would be asking for you to appoint me to act as the authorized representative to do the paperwork.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
I looked on Google Maps, and when I saw that, it had a pickup parked right next to a home. Would the driveway, I mean, I think it's only the approach is there, isn't it? That, would they be using that, or would they be coming in off their driveway if they use it as a parking?
Yeah, so the Google picture with the truck is from a while ago.
Oh.
But we did own that property and demo a property years back. And then we sold it to the neighbor to the north. That neighbor had passed away, and the family that owned it didn't want to sell the lot for whatever reason with their house. So they asked us to take it back. So since then, we've been cutting the grass and, taking care of it. And it's just become a gathering place for people in the neighborhood that don't even live there. And so they just would like to fence it off so that they can use it as their yard. That approach that was there, they wouldn't be using that. They have a driveway on their home.
Okay.
To the
All right, so it'd be the other house that would be
Yes.
acquiring this?
Yeah, so the house to
Okay.
the north originally had it.
Yeah.
We tore down the house where the lot is.
Right.
And it's the house to the south.
To the south,
that will be
okay.
purchasing it.
All right, thank you.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the sale of property, SNAP 2 program, 19435 Wakenden vacant lot, be sold and transferred to Larry Hunt for the purchase price of $3,000, and appoint the Director of Community and Economic Development, Michelle Mancini, to act as an authorized representative on behalf of Redford Township to complete the necessary paperwork.
Support.
Support, moved and supported. The motion is for approval of the sale of property, SNAP 2 program, 19435 Wakenden vacant lot, be sold and transferred to Larry Hunt for the purchase price of $3,000, and appoint Director of Community and Economic Development, Michelle Mancini, to act as the authorized representative on behalf of Redford Township to complete the necessary paperwork.
To the chair.
Yes.
I believe that the correction of the gentleman's name is actually Hurt, not Hunt.
Hurt.
Thank you, Trustee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, with the addition of Hurt and that Hunt.
There you go.
Okay. Any other corrections or discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Super
Fred.
Board.
Thank you.
I'm liking it. Well,
Top that
Director
by,
Dennis, you'll have to try to top that. I'm not sure if you can, but I got confidence.
Good at dancing.
wow. Wow.
Never say never.
Did that work?
Yes.
Yes, that topped it.
Yep.
Mr.
Thank
Supervisor,
you.
Honorable Board. Oh, you good? Item 3?
That's right.
I just danced. Is this item 3?
This is item- Yeah, this is item
I'm
3.
throwing you off, right?
No, I'm waiting for you to start, that's all.
All right.
Okay.
In front of you is a memo. You told me to beat that, and I did. All right. So
Oh, geez.
So tonight, we are looking for an approval regarding a proposal for our meter interface unit installation project. This would be for construction oversight. As we've been here a couple times regarding this project, we will be hopefully starting the project in the next few weeks. We are hoping to approve tonight a proposal from Benish and Company to provide the oversight inspection services for this project. We were at first going to be doing this over a 36-month period. We have expedited to an 18-month period and might hopefully maybe even a little sooner than that. Based on the proposal that we have received from Benish, they're anticipating the services to run through 80 weeks, so we're looking at just over 18 months. And they're going to be with us. They're going to put together a dashboard. We're going to have, as a matter of fact, we're having a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 with the contractor. Kickoff meetings, which we've had one. We're having a few more BSNA meetings. Site visits are going to have someone on staff once or twice per week to coordinate these. Each one, again, will only take about 15 to 20 minutes on each home. So they're going to compile data and also look at the contractor's data that is being turned in weekly, quality assurance reviews, weekly updates, progress meetings, contract administration, on and on. We are hoping again to expedite this. We're to update from the R450s to the R900s. We are, like I said before, Benish will be our boots on the ground. They will be administering a lot of the paperwork, processing the invoices, things of that nature, a lot of data. We're gonna have a lot of data input. Via that, we are in turn have to monitor and track the outgoing MIU with their serial number to track the new one going in, and then have that information transferred into BSNA. So, Lilly's staff can in turn track to make sure we're flipping over from the R450s to the R900s. Tonight I'm looking for approval in amount of this contract for construction oversight inspection, in amount of $335,000, which will in turn detail all the different items that we spoke about just now.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
On previous occasions, I had mentioned the labeling of
Cannot
the
be done.
properties. Okay.
Too
Because
small.
part of it is that the question came up as to currently there are technicians from our township that are replacing the 450s, R450s that are broken or not transmitting anymore. So they're replacing to the 900s. What I worry about is the company coming in and putting in the other 900s when there's already one there. You weren't sure how that would work, but if we would label them, even if it's with something that would identify that this is a 900 that was just put in.
We have a list. Treasurer Kavanaugh, there's only been 160 done. We got the list yesterday from your staff, and there's only 160 units that have been transferred from a 450 to a 900. They've already been established into the system.
Right. But what I'm trying to prevent is for the new company to go to a house that's already got a 900 and replace it.
They're going to be taken off the list.
Okay.
It's a list that we got from George.
Right.
They've already been established. We have this meeting
They're going to be transferred over. It's going to be a list that we're going to get from Ferguson, Neptune, and then those 160 houses will be taken off that list out of the 20,500. They will not be as a listed address because they've already been updated.
They will be omitted.
Yes, but the manufacturer cannot put the stamps on them. I've asked multiple times, and they cannot do it. They're too small, they won't do it because it's a volume distribution. So I've asked multiple times.
Okay. And our staff can't do it?
No, they're in boxes. We can't open the boxes. The contractor needs to open the boxes.
Okay.
Because they're all tracked. So once they take a box out, they in turn will take that box out, put the MIU in, take the old one out, then that's going into a different container box so they can track them. So they're making sure. So no, we're not going to have staff put things on 21,000 units. Cannot do that. But the manufacturer will not do it.
Okay.
I've asked numerous times and told them that you want to see it, and Ferguson cannot do it. Neptune.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So Director, both of the units look the same?
They're,
I mean, are they
Similar.
Can you mistake one, is what I'm curious.
it won't read. So once it's on there, what they're doing, the 450 will come off. It
Yeah.
goes through, they have a magnet, they have something, they use it, boom, it'll go to the 900, no longer read on the 450.
Okay.
Because the software's been all updated, it cannot be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
Maybe I'm overreading. I think maybe you were asking just optically, you could tell this has already been replaced. So even though you're already omitting them, it's very unlikely that someone would make an error and put a new unit in for an already new unit. Would you say that's probably the case?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, out of the-
It looks brand new.
Yeah, we've actually just recently also we've defined the map a little bit easier under sections. So they'll be identified via this Excel to which sections there are going to be 50 sections, 7 districts and 50 sections, so we can make it a little more easier for them to track these. Out of the 160, then they will in turn take that off the list and they won't have to do it. And so, but out of all of them, we already have 5,000 on hand. And when they start, they're going to go, they'll get started. It's taking about maybe 10, 15 days max to get these in. So we'll be rotating stock in, quite soon. So, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I really don't think it's going to be an issue. This is a top shelf company.
And again, I'm going back to this, if I put them both on the table, would I visually be able to see the difference? Is it a different color or you?
They're gray. No.
They look alike
Yes.
visually?
Yes.
Okay, so the only way we're tracking it is they come off the list once they're put on, and nobody should go in that neighborhood again to put something on.
Once they're all done, they're going to be done. That's why we're going to track it off this map.
So that's how we're tracking it.
Yes, sir. And they have a system called Ensight that, matter of fact, the meeting we're having tomorrow, we're going to do a data dump that everything from BSNA, with the help of our vendor, will be done. They'll do a data dump to get to this contractor who put it all in their system, be able to track each one. So when it's done, they're going to put the old serial number, the new serial number, and it's done. And then they're going to put in, they're actually even putting in GPS coordinates, so we know exactly where that property is at. It's per our project guidelines. So we're going to have one heck of a system going in. The data will be input as we go through.
Great. Other questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Mike, was this the only company that submitted a proposal?
Benish? No, they're one of our consultants. We didn't bid this out. This is something that they're our consultant. They do water work for us. They do our water flow studies, our surveys, our hydrant type work. My goodness gracious, they're doing the lead work for us, our lead replacements and verifications. So they're one of our 2 consultants. They do just specific water work for us.
So just looking at the cost, is there a way to determine if this is a good competitive
It's a
cost
good
for
bid.
this?
It's their cost. This is 80 weeks of work, based on their 80 weeks of 1.5 of 18 months worth of work. I think it's a very good price. They're going to be doing a lot of work for us. They're going to have multiple people on site, multiple people behind the scenes, data input, meetings. We've already had 2 meetings so far. We're having a third tomorrow morning. and we're just going to keep moving forward with this. It's a very good price. They do other work for us, and they've been doing very good work.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
Chair,
Trustee Jackson.
I move approval of the proposal from Alfred Panache and Company in the amount of $335,000, which includes multiple services and tasks related to the MIU replacement installation project. Funding will be allocated from Fund 592, the Water Department.
Support.
It's been supported. The motion is for approval of the proposal from Alfred Benish and Company in the amount of $335,000, which includes multiple services and tasks related to the MIU replacement installation project. Funding will be allocated from Fund 592, Water Department. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Chief Mansfield.
No, I'm last. I'm sure you're happy to see me up here.
Oh, I thought you were going to outdo Mike on the way up, but a little disappointed.
Wow, I apologize. Hi, y'all. I am also here to ask for approval on a contract, less than his contract request. Throwing that out there.
Okay,
All right.
wow.
What I am here to discuss with you and ask approval for is the contract with Axon, who is the maker of Taser. Those are electromuscular disruption devices, i.e. the ones where we taser you and it feels like an all-over body Charlie horse that really sucks. And we just call it Taser. It's kind of like Kleenex. Nobody says facial tissue, right? It's true. There's like no other company out there that deals with law enforcement EMDs. So what we are looking at is, as we were going through our capital plan, we of course have run into yet another legacy item that just keeps hitting us, as I've been up here talking with you guys over the last year and a half, working with Adam to try and spread out our capital purchases so that all of our legacy items do not come up at the same time, which is crazy. Our current Taser system, which is our X2, we have been carrying this particular model for probably close to the last 15 years. Yeah. We've done really well with it. We've kept it up. We've done the best we can, but they are literally no longer repairing them. They won't replace them. So when they get old, when they stop working, when they break, we're out. And we want to make sure this is one of our intermediate weapons. This is one of our, in between our hands-on and vocals and our firearms. So we want to make sure that we equip our officers with a very safe, modern, less lethal option for when we're having issues. This new model that we are looking to go to, the Taser 10, this is their newest fancy schmancy. I get it, I looked at the lower level, but the lower level, we're already 5 to 7 years into their legacy, so I'd only be getting 7 years out of it. Whereas this is the new one, so we're looking at being able to use this for another 15 years, as long as everything goes well. This new Taser model comes with a lot of new updates. Probably the biggest and most important as far as I'm concerned is it has longer wire and dart distances, which allows my officers to have more distance between themselves and the threat, which allows us to utilize our de-escalation tactics that we spent so much time with. That's huge. There's some couple other intricacies that involve the darts and how they operate. I'm not going to go into those in a public manner, but it's very beneficial. It's also very adept and very specific on tracking mechanisms. And the way I have this proposal set up, my plan when I put this together was that I intend to be at full staff in the next couple of years, and I am trying like crazy as we hire folks. And by doing it this way, I'm asking for 50 of them so that all of our road patrol, our canines, our traffic, our school resource officers, and hopefully our pending task force and maybe a net team, as I reach full capacity here. They will have their own, which makes us significantly easier to track, and everything's done through evidence.com. So when the reports go through, we have access to them. They also go directly into a format that we can send to the prosecutors as a way of making sure everything's being done correctly. And there's a lot of different things that are brought in, but it's a great new model. It's really one of those things I don't have any choice on. We have to update, and I don't want to go for middle ground where I then have to come back and look at Director Bonner and say, we need more. So I chose the option that will hopefully be around the longest and will get the most bang for our buck. What I'm asking for is your approval of it's a 5-year contract. I managed to get them to break it down for me into 5 years, and also a very small down payment that keeps him from being mad at me. I am requesting the approval of a contract with Axon for the purchase of 50 taser handles, that's what we call them, and the necessary training and duty equipment. It includes instructor training and tracking subscriptions through evidence.com for a total of $212,495 over 5 years, paid from the SAD Capital Equipment Fund. It does include the instructor training. That's huge, because I now have to put all of my guys through an 8-hour training program with this new model.
Okay, questions from the board?
To the chair?
Treasurer
Yes.
Kavanaugh.
What is the distance increase between the old ones and the new ones?
15 feet.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. To the chair?
That's detailer.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay, I'll do my best, ma'am.
Okay. The contract for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
The 212 covers the entire span of the 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we breaking that payment up over 5 years, or is it all upfront payment?
Nope, we are breaking that up. It involves a $10,000 down payment real shortly here, so I can get them ordered, because it's going to take a couple of months to get here. And then beginning in 2026, I believe, well, 2026,
April.
it's a of April, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a $36,000 payment, and then it's $42,499 a year for the remaining. At the end of that lifetime, we will own them. If they kind of consider it a lease, they of course will want me to buy new ones, but we all know that we don't have to. And then there'll be a smaller subscription payment on the back end of that 5 years.
And that was my request, that they were willing to accommodate to really bump the payment into next fiscal year.
Okay. Regarding training, as you get new staff on, do they support that training throughout this 5-year contract?
No, what it is part of this contract is they will train my guys to be instructors. Like right
Okay.
now, I have TASER instructors currently, but they are trained on the X2 model.
Okay.
They will then be trained on this TASER 10 model, so that I have in-house guys that can keep them trained. So it's an 8-hour upfront training just to be able to carry it, and then we'll have our annual recertification that my guys are going to be able to do.
And these tasers are warranted during this 5-year period if
Yes.
there's breakage issues with it?
Yep.
And lastly, is it standard that each officer be assigned their own personal taser and not share it by shift?
This is a little new. Right now, we've been sharing them, and it's been problematic with whether the batteries are going dead or if they're utilized, we have to take them out of service, and then if I take them out of service, then I don't have another one for the next guy to use. So I had them break the price down to less of them, and it actually ended up not being a significant cost savings.
Okay.
It really wasn't, and for the ability to assign them specifically, it makes it a lot easier to track. I can't have them saying, oh, well, I didn't do that, so-and-so used it. Well, it's yours. So it's assigned to you. And what we've also noticed is when guys are assigned their own individual equipment, they take better care of it. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's a bit of a morale boost.
Okay.
Sure.
They all want their own toys.
Yeah.
Being honest, they all want their own toys. To me, what was more important is the ability to accurately track it, and also that I know they'll care for it. Because just like any of us, we all take care of things that belong to us
Sure.
personally.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Other questions from the board?
It sounds like I answered this, but is that 5 years no interest on this?
That's a great question. I broke it down, it's in the
I
payment.
don't know if it's any interest, but the payments are flat.
Yeah, the payments.
There may be interest already worked in, but it's a flat payment.
So we end up paying no more than the 212.
And
Correct.
technically, we're gonna end up paying a little teeny tiny bit less because they'll buy back what we have. They're so old, I mean, I can't imagine we get much for it, but I'll happily send it to them. And this contract that I'm also asking you contains 2 years' worth of training, what we call them darts, training darts, as well as street darts. So that's huge, that's 2 years of equipment right up front. Later on, I'll buy other cartridges and stuff.
Other questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese?
Chief, so I was reading up on the new model, and it looks like it's just a good improvement all around from just,
Yes,
it's a better tool to use.
it's just a better tool.
Better distance, more time for the officers to de-escalate.
Yes.
A less lethal option. So that's great. I always hate the whole like, well, this is legacy and it's discontinued, and so you must now spend $250,000 on our new.
Sure, I don't disagree.
The X2 came out in 2011. So did we get that right when it came out? Sounds like if we've had it almost 15
Pretty
years.
darn close.
Okay.
I was actually talking with Captain Burris about it, and he joined the department in 2013, and he's carried nothing but.
Okay.
So.
So pretty much from the beginning. So
From the very
we probably
beginning.
went through a very similar thing in 2011, 2012, that we got to make the switch.
And they just stopped
So
repairing them.
it seems like online, when I read about it, they discontinue manufacturer support and accessory support, but there is some kind of life support still available. And I'm not suggesting we stay on X2. I guess I'm just curious, do they make any claims like, we're gonna support this for 15 years? Or do we know, or is it in 8 years they say, oh,
So-
the new the 25 is out and you need to buy this now?
No, I assure you, the conversation I had with the salesman was not pretty in that regard. Right now, on the X2s, which is what we currently carry, I can still buy cartridges.
Okay.
I can get an occasional battery, but they're starting to, the
They're not
wiring, the
making
the electronics are starting to go bad. I mean, they're used, and they're used hard, especially because of the fact that we are using them across multiple shifts. There's never any downtime, if that makes sense. When I talked to him about the other ones, he, of course, was not interested in making me any promises, because he, of course, wants me to buy the new ones after 5 years.
Yeah.
But I had some discussions with him. He's like, well, no, you'll still be able to use these for several years afterwards. It just won't be the best.
Okay, so their business model is ideally that we pay these off in 5 years and then immediately upgrade again.
Oh, 100%, that's what they want. I mean, they're also very unhappy with me that I would not buy their specific virtual reality system. I have one. I don't need another one.
Yep.
So I'm trying to save us some money. I mean, I guess I could have added another $150,000 under this request.
I didn't even have to tell her no on that one.
No, she's, her little mind's talking big time. Yeah, it's her
I'm getting there, sir.
It's
I'm getting there.
I guess to close it out, my thought is this is something to monitor, and I'm sure you are, as we get closer to that, like, is it something where we consider buying additional units so that we can replace or do we just have to kind of bite the bullet?
I see what you're saying. Like, do I buy extras later?
Yeah, they come out with.
I think it's one of those things that, it seems that they come out with a newer model every 7 to 10 years, and we just kind of seem to skip it. So like, there was an X7. It wasn't worth it, to spend that money to have them then in 5 to 7 years tell me we're not going to do anything with this anymore. So at least they've worked the bugs out of the X10. We haven't had any issues like any technology.
Right.
They kind of, and there really isn't another company to say, well, if you're not going to stand up to this, I'll take my business elsewhere.
No, certainly.
There's not one.
But Trustee Reese, what we will do, since we don't quite know, it's hard to predict that far forward, but to your point, we will add this into the capital plan. So at least when we're reviewing the 5-year projections, the point that we need to be considering when this end of life comes up, we will know that years in advance versus
Having somebody tell me that
right?
Yeah.
we just lost one and now we're down to 14 or
Yeah.
we're down to 12.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's just something on my mind as we've had several different contracts. Well,
Yep.
it's expired, you're gonna have to give us a bunch of money now. It's like, how can we both
Yeah.
save and plan, which I know we will do.
Yeah,
but
all
also
we're doing
say,
is plan.
Do we really need, I mean, it's like everything in life. Oh, you should buy this. Do I really need to, or can I
Yeah.
get a couple more years and?
No, 100%. And I was trying to get a couple more years and one went down. So I'm like, well, I can't risk
Absolutely.
not getting to that point, not having them.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other questions for the chief? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor?
I move for the approval of the contract with Axon for the purchase of 50 TASER 10 handles in the amount of $212,495. Funding will be allocated from Fund 205, the Police and Fire Stat Capital Equipment.
Support.
Supported by trustee Reese. Motion on the floor is for approval of the contract with Axon for the purchase of 50 TASER 10 handles in the amount of $212,495. Funding will be allocated from Fund 205, Police and Fire, SAD Capital Equipment. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson,
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh,
Yes.
Trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Trustee Reese,
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, board.
Chief.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's from the board. Okay, so I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow, or Thursday night, is going to be Trail or Treat. Starts at 6 o'clock, 5:30 costume contest, 6 o'clock, 5:30 costume contest registration, 6 o'clock costume contest. Start trick or treating at 6:30 and it's over by 8 o'clock. Over at Claude Allison. Please bring your kids and your family over for a really great evening. On that note, as far as Halloween, it's going to be this coming up week. Make sure that you, if you're out driving, be careful when the kids are out. We don't want anybody to get hurt. If you have children out there, make sure they're wearing something, a glow stick or something so somebody can see them, especially talking about the weather not being so good. And with the windshield wipers going, if that's what's going on, it has more of an opportunity for accidents. I'll be talking about this again, but Redford Goodfellows has their paper drive that starts on Friday the 28th and Saturday the 29th. They'll be selling Goodfellow papers out on the street corners. If you have some time to donate, you can go and help sell papers for an hour or for all day. You just go over to the police station, they give you the papers, they sign you up, they tell you what to do and not to do, and you go out and sell the papers for as much time as we can get. In the meantime, if you have some extra money, you want to put your name in the paper, they do take ads, that helps pay for the cost of the paper as well. So, other than that, have a great Halloween, be safe, enjoy your family, and don't eat too much candy. All right, bye. Okay, bye.